Howdy there, Chimp Champ. Welcome back to One Great Manga, where hopefully you are having a fantastic day today. And today, I'm talking about one of my favorite scenes in all of anime and manga. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First and foremost, this is going to be the start of a new sort of series thing where basically I just talk about one of my favorite scenes and just tell you how I feel about it. Because, like, I am a very feely person, and this is like, oh my word. This is, for reference, this is like very recent. I watched the episode on Sunday. And as I'm recording this, it's on a Tuesday. And, like, it hasn't left. The feeling has not left. So anyway, this scene comes from the series known as Black Lagoon. Major spoilers for Black Lagoon, by the way. But Black Lagoon is what I like to call the adult man isekai, which is a little bit weird because it's not an isekai. But how it works is there's this main character who is a Japanese businessman. And he has to work all his life to go up in the ranks, right? And he has to keep his head low and not, show up and do anything crazy and always kiss the butt of his higher ups in the hopes that he'll get higher up in the ranks and get paid more, right? And he hates his life. He hates it so very much. So when one day his boss gives him a mission to take this package and take it somewhere, he gets stopped by this place called the Black Lagoon Company. And the Black Lagoon Company is like this black market spot. This place is like, this is where like criminals, right? And he's on the ship. He's been kidnapped because of this package. And basically, he ends up realizing that he would rather stay there than at his old job. Because once they get the package, they're like, we don't care about the dude anymore. Just tell everybody he's dead, right? So he gets on national television and tells them he's dead because of the package, right? And nobody mourns him. Nobody cares about him. It's really tragic and, in my opinion, really, like, somewhat realistic in that way that, people are working so much to get more higher pay. But for what, right? Like, you're spending 10, 20 hours. 10 hours a day. 10 to 12 hours a day just working. And for what? Are you even enjoying it? It's like, I was like, dang. It made me think about it, right? And, that's the whole story. So then they make these great characters. I can't really remember any of their names besides Revy, because, like, best girl Revy. But, but, anyway, so they're like they eventually become a family, become really close together, and it's just really great having a group of 4 people who just are not the greatest human beings, but they have some kind of heart, and at the end of the day, that's better than nothing. But I really enjoyed the series because of its, like I said, it's got heart. It's very heart, and I like stupid, mindless violence, okay? I love Hellsing, I love Battle Royale, I really enjoyed Berserk, from what I've read so far, which is only the first volume, which was fantastic. But I like those type of series where it's just like mindless action just because. And the series gives me a Matrix type of feel with these fights, because it's just like, how much ammo do these people have? And it's just, it's great. It's just bam, 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 just dead, right? Anyway, so that's a basic idea of the story. And one day, there are these 2 kids, these 2 orphans, who are murdering everybody. They are brother and sister, incestual, and bathe in blood, and they're given the name of, like, vampires, right? And you're just like, oh my word, these kids are awful. These kids are evil, like, disgusting, evil creatures, just killing everybody for no reason, just like, why, And they get paid to do their work, right? And eventually, the Black Lagoon Company is paid to take one of the kids on a boat and take them to the destination to their next job. So basically their cargo, right? Their transport. And on the boat, the only character that's really, I would say human, not like human, but like actually a nice person, is the main character. And the main character, it's one thing like the other characters really like about him is he's got a heart. He cares about others, and in this scene, the little kid goes over everything that he or she went through. I'm gonna tell you he or she in a second. What he or she went through. Like, so basically, they were an orphanage in a country where the government banned abortion, meaning all kids had to be born, right? And if you don't want a kid, what are you gonna do with it, right? You just what they do with it. You either gotta, what they were saying was they either killed them or they put them in an orphanage, and just even me thinking about this now, it's still fresh on my mind. And the kids in the orphanage, right, are then taken by the government to be manipulated, beaten, bruised, and screwed up in the head, right? And you're just listening to this backstory, and it's just like, crap, it's awful. And here she is being kidnapped, right? He or she being kidnapped. He or she because they're brother and sister, but the brother's gone in this scene, right? And they live on together, like they're both in the same body, sort of like. So like, okay, so this is me right now, right? So then imagine like I had like a female version, like a female version of stuff. So I like have like this, I have really high voice, right? Like this, Mickey Mouse, right? And then like immediately just goes back to normal. It just swaps back to between two different personalities, but they both have the same two types of personalities, one boy and one girl, and they're like, we're immortal because we live on in each other, right? Weird, right? And then there's like these makeout scenes they have, and they're like brother and sister. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is like freaking weird. But it's like really sad because they're like, dang, these kids are screwed up in the head really badly. And like I said, they just get beaten, bruised, and told to kill her. That's all they know to do is kill. And when she gets kidnapped, he or she gets kidnapped, and Rock, that's his name, Rock starts talking to them like a normal human being. She's like, you're the nicest person I've ever met, and I really appreciate that. And you're such a great human being for treating me this way. And then she takes off her underwear, and like Rock just snaps listening to all this, and like the kid taking off their underwear is like, oh my god! He's like, oh, and like he goes upstairs, and Revy comes in there. He's like, I don't know what the heck you did, but I just want to let you know you do not screw with Rock. And Revy, sweet, but whatever. But it's just like, dang. Then he gets up on the boat, right? And he's just sitting there thinking about it. He's like, why is this world so screwed up? Why are these kids having to deal with this? Why are they having to force to be murdered? And the blonde-haired guy is like, sometimes you just need to look away. And the black guy's like, hey, not everybody gets to have a happy ending. And he's just like, he's like, this is like, his whole world's like crashing down. He's like, this is impossible. People deserve to be happy, and people don't deserve to be treated like this. That even the sight of basic human emotion gets this person so freaking happy. It's just, he's just breaking down because of it. And then they transport her off. They get to the dock, right? And she jumps off the boat.
お兄さん、またいつか会いましょうね。今度は二人でランチバスケットを持って。
ああ、そいつは素敵だな。本当に素敵だ。
綺麗だわ。空。
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For a solid 30 minutes after that show was over, I was like staring out a freaking window. I was just like, dang. I don't know how to explain besides it. It was just like I said, I really can't explain it. It was just like such emotion just came over me. It was just like it was really freaking sad. Like, there's some scenes that like make me cry. Like, Water 7 or Poon Poon, just that busts me into tears, guys. But that scene just had me broken. It was just like, I mean, it doesn't help that I'm a very emotional person, but like, dang. Watching that scene just was like freaking awful. I just felt so bad for the kids. And I don't know what to say besides that. I just felt so awful for the kids. And for a series to make me feel that way, for these characters that may have been in like 3 episodes, right? To make me feel that way it's just it's always so freaking crazy when it's manga or anime series that does that to me. You know, like when I actually feel for the characters, I'm just like, man, that sucks. And man, I feel for them. And that gunshot just came out of nowhere. What I showed you in that clip, that's literally what happens. It just, he's like, nice to meet y'all, and he pulls out his gun and shoots her. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's rough out there. And that's why, you know, it's good to stay positive. Because it always could be worse. But, dang, man. That scene royally put me in the feels. And 3 days later, I'm still thinking about it. I'm just like, I don't know why that scene made me feel the way it did. But, by golly, they did a fantastic job doing that. So yeah, that was a scene that made me in the fields. So with that said, thank you for watching my beautiful Chip Champ. Hopefully you have a fantastic day today. Check out Black Lagoon if you haven't. Black Lagoon's like god tier. Freaking love Black Lagoon. It's an amazing series, and I would absolutely recommend it. I want to get the manga eventually. It's just gonna take a minute. That scene comes from season 2, episode 15. So just be prepared. So, like I said, thank you for watching. Hopefully you're a fantastic day, my beautiful Chimp Champ. And as always, go out there and read some manga or anime in this case. Talk to you soon.